Well, Cruz, all eyes and ears are on you. What are you going to do?
The first thing I'm going to do is make a phone call. I'd appreciate it if you'd all wait here for me until I get back. I'll try not to be too long.
Cruz, wait. Nobody needs to say anything about this. We could all keep it between us.
All 14 of us?
No one will say anything. Please. For Mama. For all of us.
I'm going to make that phone call.
I'm ready to go to jail if that's what's necessary.
Sophia, I'm as guilty as you are. If they sentence you, then I'm going right along with you.
This is crazy. No one should be sent to jail. Everyone in this room knows it was an accident.
The law may not see it that way.
Well, there are ways around that, Mason.
Not if Cruz files charges. Then it's going to be almost impossible to keep Sophia out of jail.
Suppose he doesn't file.
Well, then we have to worry about someone here leaking the information. Then there's going to be an uproar. No charges are filed, not even a police report. People will say there was a whitewash, that Cruz was bought off. Another case of the rich playing fast and loose with the laws of society.
And the man has a point.
Good point.
So in other words, no matter what Cruz decides, he can't win?
I'm afraid that's exactly the case.
I will go to jail. I will do whatever is necessary. You needn't worry.
Mama, we don't want that. We don't want you to go to jail. We'll get around it. We don't care about public opinion.
Well, that's fine, Eden, if you just want to lead an unconventional lifestyle. It's not so fine if you want to get away with murder.
For God's sakes, Mason, listen to what you're saying.
Well, I'm sorry, Dad. That's not putting it very well. I just want people to be aware of what we're dealing with here. It's not up to us to forgive or condemn. That's going to be Cruz's decision. In other words, our fate, or rather your fate, Sophia, is in his hands.
Hello?
Yeah, it's me.
Cruz, finally, where are you?
At the Capitol House. I want you to get over here as fast as you can, Gillis, and bring him back up.
What does that mean? Are you going to make an arrest?
Please don't ask. Just get over here fast.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Listen, Maggie, when you come in, try to do something about the press. They're outside at the gates. See if you can get rid of them, will you? I got enough trouble on my hands already.
You, Santana. I was responsible for the death of the man that you loved. What do I see in your eyes?
Gee. Yes. For all the victims. For Channing, Joe, you, Cece.
And all because of me.
Sophia, you're not the fault. I was the one that loaded the gun. If I hadn't done that, none of this would have happened. You're not going to face this alone. Your family and friends who are around you were not going to desert you.
Sounds like you're on your way out, Gina.
Not true at all. He just feels sorry for her. He's just trying to make her feel better.
Obviously, my hearing's more acute than yours.
Mother, would you quit it?
I'm just talking the truth.
What's Cruz doing? I mean, shouldn't she be taken away? Shouldn't she be arraigned? They have to do something.
We'll find out soon enough, Gina.
Must be the blood we share. I can almost read your thoughts before you think them.
Oh, really? What am I thinking now, Mason?
About the potential explosion between you and Cruz if he does what we both think he will probably do.
Don't you ever quit?
Weekends and holidays. Unfortunately, today is neither.
I asked you to wait.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
Even, I'm sorry, baby, but I don't...
Please don't do anything to her. Not after all she's been through. Please don't punish her for something that she's been punished so much as it is.
Cruz, what's going on? We're waiting for you.
I know, Mr. C. I'll be right in. We both will. Eden. Marcello, you're going to be formally charged with the destruction of a tunnel and the resulting death of Hank Judson, as well as the attempted murder of Mr. C.
Yes, but I want to know what you're going to do about Sophia. It's the only thing that I care about.
Have you reached a decision about her yet?
No, Mason, I haven't.
Cruz, that isn't fair. You promised a decision.
Cruz, you can't just keep her dangling like this while you make up your mind.
There's nothing to decide.
Yeah, there's a great deal to decide, Eden. Obviously, you weren't paying close attention to what I said before.
I am not interested in what you have to say, Mason. All I want to know is if there is a possibility, a remote possibility, that you are going to decide against Sophia. Is there?
I'm going to think about it overnight, Eden. I'll make my decision tomorrow.
Now, that isn't right, Cruz. You're going to put her through hell for 24 hours. Why should she suffer anything like that?
Yeah, Dad's right, man. Why can't you make a decision now, Cruz?
It's all right. I can live through the night. I'll be fine.
You understand, I'm not trying to make you suffer any more than you already have, but this is a very difficult situation.
I understand.
Well, I don't. I don't accept it. Maybe Sophia does, but I protest this bitterly.
I think we should just let Cruz do his job. He's an honest and a fair man. He'll do what's right.
You don't have to defend me, Mason.
Well, maybe not, Cruz, but I think people need to be reminded of what you've accomplished. Solved a murder that none of the rest of us could. I think you've at least earned the right to take a little time making your decision.
Thank you. In the meantime, I don't want anybody in this room to say anything to anybody outside of this room. Now, what happened here and how it happened is to be kept among us. I want you all to promise me that.
Well, I won't promise. I didn't join any secret society. I'll talk to anyone and say anything I like.
Augusta, that is a very callous attitude.
Well, I don't think it is. I've suffered enough with these people. I don't want to be bullied by them. I don't see why I should be concerned with their sensibilities now.
Don't you two start fighting now. 2 minutes in the same room, and it's the same old story. Look, Mother, just calm down, all right?
Warren, just take me out of here.
It's a good idea, Warren. Take her out. She's not brightening any corners here.
I'm sure that's the way you feel. All you care about is Sophia. And they can't take that away from you, can they?
Well, let's just go, okay? Excuse us. Are we all free to leave?
Yes, as long as you don't go anywhere where I can't reach you.
No need to worry about that, is there?
Thanks. Marcello, why don't you come with me now? I'm going to put you someplace safe until Maggie gets here. I'll be back.
I guess I'll go now, too.
Mr. Smith, I would like to have a word with you. Would you wait for me in the atrium?
Cece, if you need me, I'll be right outside. I just want to make sure Brandon's all right.
All right, Gina.
Come on, Kyle, let's go. Sophia, if you'll allow me, I'd like to offer my services to represent you.
You're offering what?
If Cruz arrests her, she's going to need an attorney. I was offering her my services.
Well, we don't want them. If she wants an attorney, I'll get her one. You're not going to represent anybody.
Mom, could you wait here just a minute? Maggie Gillis just came in. I need to talk to her. It's very important.
I don't want to be alone with your father.
You don't have to worry about that, Augusta. After the scene you made in the study, I don't want to be with you either. I'll see you later. Yeah. Look, let me get you a chair, all right? She comes in just a second. Well, right there you go. Just sit right there. Hi, I need to talk to you.
It'll have to wait till later. Cruz is waiting for me.
Well, it has to do with your case with Mason. If you have any free time, could you give me a call?
Sure.
Great.
What went on in there? Did Cruz reveal the murderer?
Oh, I can't tell you about that, Maggie. I'm sorry.
All you have to do is ask me. I'll be glad to tell you what happened.
Oh, no, you don't, Mom. We are going, all right? Let's go home. Maggie, would you call me, please?
You'd do anything for a little money, wouldn't you?
I don't think I deserve that. It was an honest offer.
I know it was, Mason.
You don't know him like I do, Sophia. If he doesn't think he has a chance to further his own interests, he doesn't help anyone. Besides, I don't think you're even qualified.
Oh, really? Who's better? I have all the credentials.
Name one.
All right. Harvard. Harvard Law. I'm a damn good attorney. I have experience. I know how the DA thinks. If Sophia is arrested by crew, she's going to need somebody to defend her who knows how the system operates.
Yes, and I'm going to get the best one that money can buy.
There's more to be considered here than just money, you know.
Yeah, I'm considering that. It's called defense, and I don't think you could give her the best.
You see, it was a very generous offer.
Sophia, you've been gone for a long time. Mason's changed. As a matter of fact, Mason is responsible for all the competition that was fostered between Channing and himself. More than anyone else, Mason made Channing cynical about people and made him hard. He taught him all of those things.
I don't believe you. You can't take responsibility for anything, can you? Totally unable to accept responsibility for any damage that you might have caused. Can't you get it through your head that it was your twisted sense of values that turned Channing into what he was?
No, you'd like me to believe that.
Oh, never mind. Hopeless. Now, you're right. I'd be absolutely the wrong person to represent Sophia. It was a gesture, a way of showing her that I love her and that I wanted to help her. But forget it.
You leaving?
Fast as my feet will take me.
What happened?
I'm surprised you have to ask.
You and Cece again.
Obviously.
I don't understand you two. You seemed like you were getting close. I thought for a while you'd be patching things up.
Not a chance. Not with him.
Well, believe it or not, I'm sorry. I wish you two would end this feud. I worry about you, Mason.
You'd be better off to worry about your own situation, Gina.
Mine? Why?
You remember when I advised you to leave this house and take Brandon with you? Well, you should have listened to me. You missed your chance.
Well, it didn't seem like such a wonderful offer to me.
Well, don't say that I didn't warn you. Dad and Sophia have formed a bond that's going to be hard to break.
Channing's death, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if she can't get away with it, I don't care how much sympathy she's getting from everybody. She's going to have to pay for it.
Not necessarily. And can you believe that I humbled myself to reach out to him?
How?
I offered to represent her and got slapped in the face. Well, fine. They'll get what they deserve.
Oh, Mason, come on, you don't really mean that.
From the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think you honestly realize how malicious you can be.
Gina, that's not what I need to hear right now.
Yes, I think it is. Look what you did with my pregnancy test. I mean, anybody else would hate you for a trick like that. That was only one of many.
Now, how could you hate a guy who went to so much trouble, who made such a large, personal sacrifice to give you an heir to the throne?
I already had that in Brandon. And you knew all along that I didn't really need you.
Yeah, but Brandon was only yours by default. I wanted to give you a personal stake in the game.
Mason, you lied to me. You knew all along I was already pregnant. I'm just relieved that Cece was the one that really made me pregnant. No.
What's the matter?
I just realized maybe it wasn't Cece.
Oh, really? Now, there's a tantalizing bit of information. If not Dad, then who?
Never mind. I was just thinking out loud, that's all.
Well, you certainly were. Now, come on, Gina. Who else is involved in this little enterprise?
Go home, Mason. I'm not going to say anything else.
Well, it'll all come out in the wash. Always does.
Could have been Hank. He forced himself on me that time. Please, don't let that have happened. Not Hank. Oh, Lord, no, not Hank.
You were very hard on him, Cece.
We'll talk about it later. Come on.
Sophia, you have been staying at the guest house here, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't go anywhere else tonight.
Oh. No, whatever you want.
All right, let's talk about it.
Go ahead, talk. You already know how I feel.
I'd like to think you understood the awkward position this whole thing puts me in, Eden?
Yes, I do. But I also understand the position that my mother's in. Don't you?
Yes, she could be in a great deal of trouble.
If you so deem it.
I may not have a choice.
You know you do.
Cruz, I just wanted to let you know I'm here.
Yeah, good. Gillis, come in for a second.
What's going on?
I want you to take Marcello down to the station and see that he's booked.
Attempted murder?
Yeah, that and a couple of other things. It was Marcello who set the fire at the hotel, and it was Marcello who was responsible for the explosion in the tunnel, which caused Hank Judson's death. I think that ought to be enough to hold him for a while.
He was behind all of that?
Yes, he was. I'd also like you to send Officer Delgado back here and tell him to be prepared to spend the night.
You're putting Mama under house arrest.
At the moment, she's not under any kind of arrest.
Then what do you need an officer here for? What do you think she's gonna do, try and escape?
I just think it would be for the best. She's been through a tough experience, and I'd like somebody to be with her.
We are here for her. Her family is here for her. We don't need any officer hanging around trying to make sure she's okay. My family just got her back again, Cruz. And we're not gonna let her go.
Santana, the party's over. Don't expect any more invitations to this house. As for Brandon, I think I've made myself clear on that point.
Oh, you'd really do that, wouldn't you, Gina? Poison Brandon's mind against me.
With pleasure.
But why? Why that vindictive?
Because you went too far. You took too many liberties with seeing him. You didn't ask me about it. You just went right ahead. Because I don't trust you.
I have never done anything to hurt Brandon, and you of all people should know that.
I'm not worrying about you hurting him. I don't want you to take his affections and turn him against me.
So you're going to do it first?
That's right. You don't belong in his life anymore. There's no more room for you in it. There's no room for you in either one of our lives. So you get out and you stay out. Or you suffer the consequences.
Mr. Smith, I have something to ask you, and I want the truth.
This is about the blackmail.
Yes. I want to know why you and Peter Flint were blackmailing my son.
Believe me, Mr. Capwell, you don't want to know.
Don't tell me what I don't want to know. Just answer the question. What were you holding over him?
I'm sorry I can't go into it. It's, not up to me.
Mr. Smith, I can make your life in this town very unpleasant.
I don't doubt that for a minute. But I don't plan on telling you, no matter what you do to me. That was all a long time ago, but it's over now, and I want it to stay dead, along with Channing. You knowing what it's all about isn't going to help you any or change anything. Let's just forget about it. I have, and now you've got to.
I'm not through talking with you yet.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have nothing more to say on the subject.
You're going to be sorry for this.
Oh, good, you're back. I was worried about you. So what happened?
It was dreadful. Mother, that's enough. Now, Cruz asked us not to talk about it, and I don't think we should.
Well, I didn't make any promises.
Mother,
On the contrary.
doesn't matter. It was an official request, and I think we should honor it.
Never mind, I won't ask. I wouldn't want you to betray any secrets on my account. Why don't you force me? I'm dying to tell someone.
Please don't, Julia.
Listen, don't worry. She won't say anything anyway. She just wants to stir things up, you know, get everybody on edge. Sometimes you know people a little too well. Indeed.
Look, I get that, all right?
Hello, Warren.
It's you.
Augusta?
Jack.
Yes.
Well, it's nice that you're here. Would you stay for dinner?
No, I'm afraid I can't. Actually, this is a business call. I came to see Julia.
Oh. You want to see me?
Yes, I have a proposition for you. I'd like to hire you to help me out in my office here. I know you're a good attorney now, and I'd be very pleased to have you working with me.
I don't know. I'm a little surprised.
Well, look, it's nothing you have to decide on the spot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be at the State Street Bistro a little bit later on. Why don't you drop by there? We could talk about it further. Listen, Augusta, help me persuade her, will you?
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea. She is gainfully unemployed.
Yeah, you see? Well, think about it. And then stop by for a drink, even if your answer's no. but I'm hoping you'll agree. Augusta, talk to you soon.
Good night, Jack. I think that's a wonderful idea. Well, I mean, of course, with a man like Jack, you might develop a crush on him, and I'd be very careful about that because you wouldn't have a chance. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, darling, don't be stupid. Just take the job. I don't know. I need to hear some more details before I make a decision. Well, why don't you go and talk to him and ask him about it? I'm very tired. I think I'll go upstairs.
Yeah, would you like a hand, Ma?
No, I'm doing fine. One foot's in front of the other, and never leave your nose exposed.
Look, I hope you're going to turn him down.
Jack? Why?
Well, because he's in tight with Cap Wells.
Maybe so, but business is business.
Look, maybe I should fill you in on this. A friend and I are filing a $20 million lawsuit against CC.
Really? What's the lawsuit about?
Well, we're charging CC and Capwell Enterprises with knowingly violating safety regulations in the construction of one of their oil rigs. My friend's husband, Benjamin Gillis, was seriously injured while working on one of the rigs. He is now, in fact, totally disabled, paralyzed, as it were, with little chance for recovery.
Who's representing you?
Mason Capwell.
Cece's son?
Yeah.
Boy, you sure have a way of confusing the issues, don't you?
Well, we do. Frankly, Maggie wanted him, but he was the only lawyer in town that would take the case.
You know, actually, that's not a bad choice. He has a good reputation as a lawyer.
Yeah.
A little unorthodox. All right, maybe a little untrustworthy. But I understand that he hates his father, and that situation is a definite plus.
Well, frankly, that's one of his attractions for us.
So why do you think you shouldn't use him?
Well, it's because of something that happened tonight, which I really can't talk to you about, but Mason and his father seem to have gotten a lot closer together, and I'm afraid he won't work for us as hard as he would before. So I'd like for you to take the case, if you would.
Well, you put me in an interesting position. 2 job offers in a space of 5 minutes.
Well, will you make any decisions?
I have to think about it.
Seriously?
Very seriously.
I'm gonna go home soon. You gonna come? Eden, I care deeply for your mother. I know she's been through hell. This whole thing is a ridiculous tragedy. And I realize what it must feel like for you to have finally found her again and to just learn to love her.
I don't understand why you're having so much trouble.
Baby, please. Just come home with me. We gotta get out of here. Please, Eden, please.
Sophia, you're a remarkable woman. In the last analysis, you really didn't need me after all. You faced the devastating truth and dealt with it. I think you can handle anything that comes along from now on.
I hope so.
Kelly, I know that you're disillusioned, but that too can be a healthy thing. You understand? You'll get over Joe. You've made wonderful progress. Please keep on doing that. Your family's closer. Your parents are closer. You're able to handle your own life now.
I suppose you take credit for that?
No, I don't, but I hope I helped. Stay close to your mother and father now. You all need each other right now. If it makes any difference to you, I believe now that you meant to keep your promise to me.
I did. But knowing that doesn't change your mind about me, does it?
Perhaps in time. I hope I can find something more worthy to live for than hatred and revenge. Perhaps in time.
Clumsy, incompetent. You had one simple assignment. Get rid of Brick Wallace.
Mr. Lee, I'm sorry, but we really did try. We should have one more shot.
No. You stay clear of him. As a matter of fact, I want you out of the whole thing. I'm going to take care of it from here on. Now, go on, get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you came. Oh, I'm glad.
I wanted to be able to talk to you freely.
Well, whatever the reason. Sit down, sit down.
What is all this nonsense about me joining your law firm? I don't like being lied to. It makes me livid, especially coming from you.
I wasn't lying. I meant it.
What kind of fool do you take me for, Jack? You came over to see me, and you had to say something because Augusta was standing there.
Augusta is not here right now, and I am telling you, I meant it. Look, I was very rotten to you many, many years ago, and I genuinely want the chance to make up for it. I want you to come work with me.
Why?
Because you are good, because I know I can trust you. I need somebody like that.
Thanks for the compliment, but I'm not interested.
Why not?
Because I enjoy being independent. I also enjoy not liking or trusting you.
Offer of a drink still stands.
Thank you, but I prefer to drink alone.
Be careful, Julia. People who say they like to be alone very often end up that way.
Oh, sorry, lady. This table is reserved. It's being used as an office.
Really? What kind of office?
A law office.
I've heard of storefront lawyers, but never bistro barristers.
Well, like I said, it's a law office, and it is reserved.
Well, I'm just dying to meet the senior partner, so I think I'll stay.
Well, I hope you feel better in the morning, all right, sport?
I will.
Night.
Good night.
Oh.
Good night, Sophia.
Good night, my darling. You have sweet dreams, you hear? Oh, come on, sweetheart, let's go. Come on.
Whatever happens, we'll live through it. I'm here for you.
Thank you.
That's it. Cruz, is it absolutely essential that Sophia stay here tonight?
Why?
Well, I'm not comfortable having her in the house. I don't like her around Brandon.
Why not?
I don't think you have anything to fear from Sophia.
Of course she doesn't. She wouldn't hurt Brandon. She wouldn't hurt anybody.
We all know that's not true.
She was sick then, Gina.
Well, I don't want to take the chance of her having a relapse. I mean, it's bound to get out. I don't want Brandon to hear this story. What is he going to think?
You are incredible.
Cruz, I hope you make the right decision.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get Sophia out of Daddy's life. Well, let me tell you something. He loves her, and she loves him. And deep down, they both know that they belong together. And whatever happens to her, you're going to lose Daddy anyway. And there's not a thing you can do about it, Gina. Cruz, let's say goodnight.
Like hell there isn't. I can do plenty.
Mama, I don't want you to feel like I'm deserting you.
Oh, Eden, I'd never feel that. I want you to be with Cruz. I'll be fine.
Well, we'll see this thing through together. All of us, we will. Won't we, Ted?
Oh, you bet we will. Hey, Mom, at least we're here all together in the same house. Now that's something to fight for.
It goes for me, too, Mom.
I can't tell you what it means to me that you're all with me. You're standing behind me right now. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't here with me.
I find it very difficult to face all of you after what's happened, what we've done.
But Daddy, it's okay. I mean, if we get closer together, I mean, if there's more understanding and tolerance in our family, that's what's going to mean the most.
My darlings, come here. I know this is so awful, so painful for all of you. And I want you to understand. I would understand if you didn't forgive me.
Now, Mom, that is foolish. All right, we know you didn't mean what happened. We all know that, right?
And Eden's right, Mom. I think if we try to recapture some of the love we used to have for each other, we'll have salvaged something really important.
I think we've been blessed with some pretty terrific children, Sophia.
Well, did you have any problems with Marcello?
Barely said a word. He's being held now, no bail.
How about reporters?
We managed to give most of them the slip. Present company excluded.
Oh, somehow I'm going to have to get you to think of me as something more than just a reporter.
Somehow I already do. Well, since we're not allowed to talk about what went on this evening, we'll have to find another subject.
I'm already prepared then. I talked to my Aunt Julia about possibly taking on your case, either as Mason's assistant or instead of him.
Instead of him? We can't just throw him out.
Yeah, look, I'm just worried about his effectiveness after what happened this evening.
Oh, well, even so, I think he ought to get a chance.
Yeah.
Well, what'd she say?
Well, just that she'd think about it. Come on, how about if I take you over and introduce you to him?
Okay.
Julia, this is Maggie Gillis. Her husband's the man I was telling you about.
How do you do? Hi. It's real nice to meet you. Would you like to sit down?
Great, thank you. Julia, have you thought anything more about Maggie's case yet?
Warren, I never said that I would give serious consideration to this case. I hope that he didn't lead you to believe that I would.
I just said that you'd think about it. Actually, you said that you'd think about it.
You're too busy, is that it?
No, that's not it. They're personal reasons.
Well, I can't argue with that. I'm sorry Warren even bothered you with it. I've had all kinds of refusals from lawyers, so I'm pretty much accustomed to them by now. I'm sure your reasons are pretty much the same as theirs were. I'm not surprised. I'm not even disappointed anymore. It was very nice meeting you.
Yeah. What reasons did the others give her for not taking our case?
Well, just that they didn't want to take on the Capwells.
I can assure you that's not my reason.
Well, I think it probably is. You just don't want to admit it. But that's all right. Look, like I said, we still have Mason. Hey, don't let that get you down, okay?
It's not just your aunt.
Well, what then?
Nothing I can't handle.
You know, maybe that's the problem. You try to handle too much. Maybe you should let somebody else in on things, someone who can help you, someone like me.
Warren.
Maggie, I want to get closer to you. I'm finding it harder and harder not to. I think I ought to warn you that. Look, sometimes I just feel like exploding. In my big mouth.
I'm not sure that I could make it tonight, Cece. Can't you tell me what this is all about?
Jack, I want to make some changes in my will. And I'd like to get your advice on another problem that's just come up. It's rather important that I do it as soon as possible.
Well, I can't make dinner, but perhaps I could drop by afterwards. Would that be all right?
That'd be perfect. We'll be expecting you.
I'll see you then.
Well, I must say, Ginger's certainly hiring a better breed of employee these days.
Beg your pardon?
No, it's all right. I work for Ginger, too. Though probably not as hard as you do. Tell me, since you, obviously handle mostly her, carriage trade, would you mind telling me how much you charge? Now, I'm not making untoward advances, just sort of professional curiosity. Do you get more than $100?
I make more than $100 for cab fare.
Whoa. You must be pretty good at what you do.
I'd like to think so. Although what I'm not very good at is talking to strangers. So if you wouldn't mind going back to wherever it was that you came from.
Wait a minute. Don't you work for Ginger Jones?
I don't know who Ginger Jones is. Although I can guess. I'm not exactly into that kind of thing.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I just assumed. You see, I'm expecting. I'm very sorry. Silly me.
Silly you. You won't mind that if I ask you to leave.
Well, actually, this is my table, my office, so to speak, and I do have some work to catch up on, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
You're Mason Capwell?
That's right.
Sophia?
Yes.
There you are. Jack's here. I would like to have you hear what I have to say to him.
Hello, Jeff.
Sophia, it's so nice to see you again. Cece's told me what's happened. I'm so very sorry.
Thank you.
Please, sit down. I haven't mentioned this to anyone, but I've decided to build a university in my son Channing's name. And I want to structure my will so that when Brandon becomes of age, he will have controlling interest of Capwell Enterprises.
Well, it's quite a gesture to make at this point, Cece. I think your idea for the university is admirable. I'd hold off on the will if I were you.
There's no need to wait. I know what I want to do.
Yes, you know what you want to do today, but today Brandon is only 6 years old. There's no telling what his interest will be in 15 years. He might not have any interest at all in Capwell Enterprises. He might not even be qualified to run the operation.
He will be raised and educated to have the qualifications. As far as interest goes, no one in the right mind would pass up what I'm offering for some casual career preference. I owe it to the boy and his father, at least that much.
Well, look, all I can do is advise you, C.C. The decision is yours, of course.
And it's made. Now, as far as Sophia's situation is, if it's necessary for a trial, I want you to take over as defense attorney. I won't trust it to anyone else.
Cece, wait a minute.
If it becomes necessary, I want you to be able to clear the decks and get on it right away. I want to give her all the help we can.
Baby, come here. Damn it.
Now, sorry to burst in on you. I called earlier and there was no answer. So I decided to take a chance to see if you were here on my way home.
Oh, no problem. Come on in. Eden, you know Tony Patterson, the DA. This is Eden Capwell.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Patterson?
What can I do for you?
I know you were on the brink of solving the Channing Capwell murder case, and I want to know how it went.
Well, I really shouldn't talk about that right now. We've got a couple things still to sort out.
I'm afraid I think I need a few more specifics. I mean, we're going to prosecute. We're gearing up to prosecute no matter who's accused. But I want to know who your suspect is.
You know, I wish I could tell you, man, but, listen, why don't we get together tomorrow morning?
And what would a few hours, what difference would that make?
The difference between certainty and guesswork.
I want a name on my desk. First thing tomorrow morning, understood?
Understood.
Good night, Miss Capwell.
Well, we know where your boss stands. Hope you don't feel like you need to be loyal to someone like that.
You know what just occurred to me? We haven't even begun to discuss the wedding, which is tomorrow. Now, why don't we just deal with that?
Cece, are you coming to bed?
Yes, dear, in a moment.
Well, I'm sure Sophia must be very, very tired. She's had an emotionally exhausting day, and she's facing another one tomorrow.
Yes, I am, Gina. I am tired.
Well, good night, then. I'll be waiting for you.
All right, dear. I'm sorry, I have been thoughtless. You must be tired. I'll walk you out to the guest house.
Oh, it's not really necessary.
Oh, no, I'm being a little selfish. I think I would like to get some air myself.
I'm afraid this is where we say goodnight.
I just want you to know that I've begun to realize how much I've missed you. I won't deny it. I feel like you're beginning to come back into my life.
I'm afraid I'm going to leave it again very soon.
No, I told you. I'm going to fight that as hard as I can. You'll be all right.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Cruz? What are you going to do about my mother?
Oh, Cece, I
I guess the best thing is that it's finally out in the open. Now we can all start to deal with it. Maybe I won't have the nightmares anymore.
Been through so much, Sophia. So little of it of your own doing.
Do you know what I'm really afraid of now?
What?
Now that I've had a chance to rediscover my family, that we've just started to make up for all that lost time, that I'm going to lose you all again.
I told you. I'm going to fight this with every resource that I have. I don't want to lose you again either.
Huh. That is nice. That is so nice to hear.
It's true. Now try to get a good night's rest. We'll deal with this in the morning.
Yes, hello? Is this the Santa Barbara Tribune? Oh, yes, I'd like to speak to a reporter. Oh, you are? Well, I have some information you might be interested in. You see, I know who killed Channing Capital Jr. Well, yes, there's some kind of cover-up, but I think the truth should be told, and people should know that there's a killer in their midst. And, no, I can't give you my name. You see, I'd like to remain anonymous. Well, because I heard the killer's confession. Yes, and Cruz Castillo of the Santa Barbara police also heard the whole thing.
Gina,
yes.
what are you doing? What's going on? What are these? These are the same pills that Brandon took by accident. My God, are you still taking them, aren't you?
I can't tell you what I'm going to do with your mother because I honestly don't know.
Why aren't you sure?
Baby, please. Couldn't this wait till the morning?
I know what you're gonna do. The honest thing. The proud thing. You're gonna do your job.
Eden.
Well, I'm not gonna stay here and watch you polish your police badge. I'm gonna be with my family, where I belong.